After hearing the news of France's defeat at the hands of the Spanish, in her final weeks, Anna has issued a decree with the demand that all nobility in the Russia court switch from speaking French to Spanish. Russian nobility was quick to make the switch to varying degree, depending on the person. All teachers who taught French were fired, being replaced with their Spanish teaching counterparts for the children of the nobles. In October of 1740, Anna died of health complications, leaving Russia in another power vacuum. This provided an opportunity for one of Peter I's descendants, his daughter, Elizabeth, to take power through a coup with the help of Russia's most prestigious regiment, the Preobrazhensky Guard. This yet another power struggle situation severely weakened Russia on the European political stage, having Russia behave more passively towards other European states. To show that she is no weakling, Elizabeth made the decision to conquer land on the territory of the Mongolian Khanates. In early 1745, the Russian army marched across the land of the Buriats, conquering them easily. This region of Asia, called the Far East, quickly became a priority for Russian foreign policy and geopolitical ambition under Elizabeth. This led to the establishment of relations with the so-called Hermit Kingdom, Korea. For an isolated kingdom, this state has managed to defeat the Qing some years prior, making them an important power player in the region. In the following year, a major outbreak of plague occurred. In the Americas, news have reached the Russian court of an ongoing civil war in the former Spanish colony of Peru, between the Republican government that initially declared independence from Spain, and the so-called radicals, who rose up in the name of what they called the doctrine of Peruvian American nativism, thinking that the government did not go far enough in casting aside the shackles of the Spanish past. Influenced by this doctrine of nativism, Britain's 13 colonies have also declared independence, setting up the state of Mexican in 1751. Soon after, the province of Texas of the Mexican Empire has also declared independence, proclaiming the Republic of Caddo. Meanwhile, back in Europe, in 1749, a small Swedish force was spotted across the border of Swedish Finland, pushing Elizabeth to conclude that the Swedes are still bitter over losing the Baltic coastline to Russia. To intimidate the Swedes, the Russians summoned a larger force to Petersburg. In the same year, another epidemic of plague sparked, believed to have started in northern India. In September, Russian diplomats have managed to intimidate 2 Mongol tribes into swearing their eternal allegiance to the Russian sovereign. In 1751, a major Tatar rebellion began in the governorates of New Russia, which was quickly and brutally suppressed. In the aftermath of this rebellion, the Russian army was ordered to force the Mongol leadership of the two vassal states into signing a treaty, transferring total control of their respective realms directly to the Russian state. However, the hopes of this show of force being enough to discourage future rebellions did not materialize, as a small group of nobles have rebelled in the territories of the White Russia region, later proclaiming the restoration of the Lithuanian crown. These Lithuanian rebels were considerably more organized than the previous uprising in the south. In December of 1752, what would become known as the First Penza Rebellion began. This first rebellion was crushed by August of the next year. Meanwhile, in the Baltic region, the First Greater Baltic Rebellion began, which was put down around the same time as the Penza Rebellion. During the summer days of 1754, the Second Greater Baltic Rebellion began, this time centered around the town of Pskov, being crushed in the same year. Fearing rebellions in the southern border regions of Russia, military presence was increased in the Caucasus. During this time, Elizabeth became very wary of Swedish intentions, the diplomats thereof continuing their hostile rhetoric towards the Russian court.